What if I told you? The spirit of Amalek never died. It still walks the earth, hiding behind religion, pride, and hatred of God's people. Amalek was more than a nation. It was a spirit of rebellion against everything holy. The origin of Amalek. The Amalekites were descendants of Esau, the brother who despised his birthright. From the very beginning, they carried the DNA of bitterness. When Israel left Egypt, Amalek was the first to attack, targeting the weak and weary at the back of the camp. They didn't fight face to face, they struck from behind. That's the nature of the spirit, cowardly, deceptive, and relentless. God's declaration of war. Then God said something shocking. I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Why? Because Amalek represents everything that rises against God's purpose, the pride of the flesh, the doubt that mocks faith, the hatred that attacks destiny. Saul's disobedience. Centuries later, King Saul was commanded to destroy Amalek completely. But he spared Agag, the king. That one act of partial obedience opened the door for evil to survive. Because when you don't fully deal with what God told you to destroy, it comes back, stronger, hidden, and more dangerous. Haman's plot in Esther. Generations later, from the bloodline of Agag came Haman, the enemy of the Jews in Esther's time. Haman carried the same hatred, the same arrogance, the same desire to wipe out God's people. But God raised another descendant, Mordecai, from the tribe of Benjamin, Saul's line, to finish what Saul failed to do. The battle wasn't just history. It was spiritual prophecy fulfilled. Modern meaning. Today, the spirit of Amalek still whispers. You don't need to obey God completely. It's okay to compromise. But that same voice leads to destruction. Amalek is the spirit that wars against your destiny. The unseen enemy that attacks when you're weary. Revelation and application. When you pray, fast, or try to rise spiritually, Amalek attacks. But here's the truth. Just as God empowered Moses to lift his hands and Israel to prevail, you too can overcome this spirit through faith, obedience, and total surrender to God. The war is still on, but the victory belongs to those who don't let their hands drop. If this message awakens something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, comment, "Victory over Amalek," and subscribe to Heaven Listens. Because together, we expose what darkness tried to hide. And remember, the battle may be old, but the God who wins it is eternal. When God said, I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, he wasn't just speaking about a people. He was revealing a pattern. Every time you choose obedience over compromise, love over hate, faith over fear, you strike another blow against the spirit of Amalek. The battle is not over. It continues in your heart, your choices, your destiny. But the victory was already written, sealed by the blood of the Lamb. So, if this message opened your eyes, don't just watch. Take a stand. Comment, "Victory over Amalek," to declare your faith. Share this message so others can awaken to the same truth. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Heaven Listens. Because every video here is a revelation designed to draw you closer to God's presence. Until next time, stay alert, stay prayerful, and remember, the war may be ancient, but your victory is eternal.